Hello everyone, I'm Forrest McFreelava, and this is Speedplay Netherlands number 10. So we left off at the very beginning of this war against England and their allies. We don't really have to worry about any front other than the British front, as our allies should take care of the rest. And we just have to wait until the siege is completed, which it just was, to attack the English army. Luckily we do win, and now it's just going to be a matter of charging forward to the next province with a fort, and hopefully keeping them from attacking any of our sieging stacks. We do go ahead and make peace with the Swiss, taking whatever money we can. And that's essentially going to be the trend for everyone other than England, is we'll just take whatever we can and move on. It's only really the English that we need to worry about. They attack our allies, but we manage to win the battle, and we're going to start creating mercenaries throughout the occupied provinces, as we really can't bring any forces from our homeland, and we need to have a larger force than the English if we want to keep this war going. Now, we are doing fairly well. We do have a bit of going on in the New World, but other than that, it's just England. And we just need to make sure that they don't win any battles against our sieging forces. They try to, but they lose, and we begin to chase their army up north. They're going to Ireland, so we block them with our fleet, and we manage to win the battle. However, their navy blocks ours in, so we can't pursue them to Ireland. So we'll just continue sieging out their provinces in England proper, and send our army north to deal with them when they cross back over. Now, luckily, we do win that. We get a new colonial nation, which we'll go ahead and quickly give a name to. And with that all said and done, we're probably not going to get any new colonial nations until maybe California. We do stack wipe them and move our forces over to Ireland to complete the remaining sieges. And now we've won the Siege of London, and we'll move forward. And it's merely going to be a matter of waiting and maybe sending our forces off to sneak a province or two. We do go around, being very careful to avoid the English navy. And we try to head over to Spain to take maybe one of the Mediterranean islands from Naples or Aragon. However, I noticed there is an enemy fleet, so we go ahead and land, and the fleet just parks right outside, blocking us in. So that's a bit unfortunate. I see what we could get in the peace deal. If we don't give land to France, they will hate us quite a bit, so we may end up having to give them one province, as they are just rather upset at the thought of not getting anything. Ultimately, though, we start moving our force into Italy. I don't actually want any land on the Italian mainland, so this force is probably not going to do all that much. A better idea may just be to peace out everyone in the Mediterranean. That way we'll be able to move our fleet back to the north without having to worry about the large force blocking us in. So we do go ahead, and we will probably just make peace for some money and call it good against Naples. With that done, we can go ahead and just peace out with Aragon, and that ends that entire theater of the war. And we can go ahead and bring a force up to transfer our men over to Norway's islands. And that's going to be the next target. We'll probably just take Norway's islands because we can make a separate peace with Norway. And from there, we won't even have to wait very long as they don't have forts. We'll go ahead and plan to make this peace, taking just whatever we can, which actually turns out to be their entire Canadian colonial nation, as well as their remaining islands. So we go ahead and take those, and now it's just a matter of seeing what we can get from the English. And that's just going to be a bit of dancing around trying to maximize our war score, which we do manage to successfully do. We'll go ahead and transfer control over the provinces to our vassals. And just like that, we have damaged England quite a bit, and we can go ahead and focus on something else for the near future as we rearrange our forces and basically kill the time until our truce ends, and we go ahead and attack them once more. Now, since we've basically got all of the situation settled in Europe, we'll probably just go back to the New World and start dealing with places there. There are still some independent areas in Mexico around. We're going to go ahead and build a few extra transports, as that was a bit of an issue. And we'll go ahead and send our forces over to the New World to just continue colonizing. And besides that, we don't really have anything to worry about at this point. We do go ahead and declare this war, and we'll just try to clean up the New World as best we can as we wait for another European war to break out. And we don't really have to worry too much about the Tarascan Empire, as they really are just a backwater. We do send another group of forces over just to speed things up a bit and to move over into the Peruvian area later on. And our vassals are making pretty good work coring. We go ahead and just continue the war in North America. And just like that, it's essentially over. We do have an event that was a threat of a coup. However, we have a very nice leader, and I decide we'll just take the large rebellion. Unfortunately, Denmark now has called us into a war against Austria, which I really want absolutely no part of. We just rush this siege and make peace. That way we can declare our own separate war, which Austria will be called into. That way we don't have to fight in the Danish war, as quite frankly I would much rather be the controlling party in a war. So we go ahead and declare it. France joins on our side. We lose the battle against the rebels, as we probably shouldn't have rushed that until all of our forces got there, but there's not anything we can do. We get an event where Scotland wants one of their islands back. We go ahead and give it to them, just to avoid any conflict and build relations. And we're now getting sieged out in quite a few areas by quite a significant number of forces. The French, however, do come to our aid, and we're going to just sort of rush over and attempt to seize the province in question that the war is being fought over. We start just bringing all of our forces over to this battle, as we do not want to lose it. We do win. And now the Austrians are showing up in force, which is a bit worrying. However, we're still in a pretty good position, so I'm not too concerned. However, the English have just joined on the Austrian side, which is a bit unexpected and kind of terrible. However, since the French are on the mainland, we're going to just continue with our old strategy of taking all of our forces to Great Britain, and we'll just try to hold on to the British Isles instead of our own mainland. We'll also start bringing forces over from Mexico back to Scotland, where we'll hopefully be able to engage the British and ideally win the conflict. So this didn't go exactly as I had hoped for. We would have had to fight Austria either way or lose Denmark as an ally. This way we do manage to keep Denmark as an ally, and we do have the French supporting us. So, while it's not going ideally, we are still doing better than we would have otherwise. We start splitting our forces up to begin sieging out their provinces, and we are making pretty decent progress against the British, or against the English. And ultimately, our goal against England will be to essentially just get them off the British Isles. We may end up pursuing them afterwards and maybe vassalizing them. That way we get to use their colonists as well as our own. However, at this point, the main concern is just going to be defeating them on the British Isles and making it so that we have the superior position. We'll probably end up integrating our vassals. We'll definitely integrate Connaught and Scotland. I'm not sure if we'll take direct control over some of the provinces or just feed all of their provinces to our vassals. Although if we just feed all the provinces of England, they may become too powerful for us. So we will have to probably take direct control over a few territories. At any rate, we're just waiting for the siege of London so we can take that final province of theirs. And that'll probably just take a few moments before that begins. Obviously, we're not doing too great on the continent, but so long as we just defeat the English, I won't be too concerned, and we did start shipping forces over. Now, we've won that battle. It'll just be around a month until the final siege finishes. We are offered a white peace from Portugal, which we just go ahead and accept, and we're going to see what lands we can get from the English. It looks as though they're not quite willing to make peace at this point. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and begin fighting on the mainland. and this battle will basically show how the war is going to go. It does win, and now we can just keep going across, winning whatever battles do occur. And realistically, since England is in this war, we're just going to try to get a bit of land from the English and probably not concern ourselves too much with actually getting anything from the Austrians or their allies. Quite frankly, this whole war was just to avoid being dragged into the Danish war, and as long as we don't lose anything, I'm pretty happy with it. We do get a couple provinces from the English, including one with a fort, so we won't have to siege that fort out again, unless they manage to seize it really quickly in the start of a new war, which I kind of doubt. And there's a significant battle, and more forces are just being pulled from across Europe. And since it doesn't really look like it's going in our favor, we go ahead and peace out. And just like that, we have severely damaged the English. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day.